So Kotal Kahn's in Mortal Kombat 1. Kinda. Sort of. Let me explain. Hey, what's up? It's your boy Dynasty back with a quick Mortal Kombat 1 MK Uno video for you guys, because if you remember a few days ago in my Cyber Smoke update video, we mentioned how Interloko stumbled upon a few voice lines that were doing and at the time, we weren't entirely too sure who they were. Many suggested it was probably Kotal Kahn. Did that mean Kotal Kahn would be parts of the upcoming DLC pack? Was Kotal Kahn canceled? Initially planned for Mortal Kombat 1? Well, we now got confirmation, courtesy of Interloko, that, well, it was Kotal Kahn, but we don't entirely know in what regards. So, we're gonna break that down today. If you guys are stoked to hear me talk about how, technically speaking, Kotal Kahn is in Mortal Kombat 1 despite not being in Mortal Kombat 1, do your boy a solid. It takes you a second, drop a like on the video. And with that said, without further ado, was Kotal Kahn meant to be in Mortal Kombat 1? Well, tough to say. So first things first, the audio file that was in question, this mysterious voice, is actually traced back to the Armageddon ending, where Kitana gets tackled by Garrus. I'll play for you right here.
Thank you, Katana.
You're welcome. Now hurry. There's no time to waste.
Now, the audio file that plays when Kitana's getting tackled by Garrus is actually named Kotal Kahn Excerpt Special 02. Keep in mind, Phil Lamar voices both characters, Kotal Kahn and Garrus, and the NetherRealm Studios games. So it could simply just be NetherRealm Studios potentially being lazy and just, I don't know, reusing maybe a Mortal Kombat 11 asset that Kotal Kahn had, a Mortal Kombat X asset, because again, it's the exact same voice actor and it's Garrus tackling Kitana. They're like, oh, well, why don't we just use something we haven't used before and we'll just grab from a previous game? Thing is, though, it's even weirder because Interloko pretty much explains better than I ever could that you could essentially play the story mode cutscenes without the assets fully loaded. And when you do that, the permanent assets, for instance, like a katana, is going to be Kitana. The character you select is going to be this default character NPC mocap looking model because it changes depending on who you select during the Armageddon ending select screen. So if you pick Liu Kang, it'll load in Liu Kang. If you pick Havoc, it'll load in Havoc. In this case, we have none of those assets loading because we're simply just loading this cutscene by itself. So the standard things that can't change will always be there, but the changeable things will be this NPC model. You feel me so far? I'm trying to explain it the best way I can without confusing you too much. Now, when you do that and you load that cutscene without the assets loading, Garrus, who typically is tackling Kitana, who is always going to be a Kitana asset loaded in, is that blank mocap looking NPC changeable model. And the file name for that model is actually named Dark Kotal Kahn. Yeah. So, does this mean, this is what Interloko is suggesting in his video, that potentially, back when they were working on this game, they were planning on Kotal Kahn being included, but he didn't make the final cut, so they simply just figured, well, Phil Lamar's voice is also the same voice for Garrus, we'll just put Garrus's model there instead. That'll be what loads in instead of it being Kotal Kahn, and it kind of works. Why not? It's chaos anyways. And interestingly enough too, as Interloko shows that the date of that cutscene's creation dates back to March of 2023. So 5-6 months before the actual release of this game. Again, does that mean that Kotal Kahn at one point in time was planned but got scrapped? Don't know, but again, all of it's really interesting when you see that it's a Kotal Kahn audio file and the actual visual model file is dubbed Dark Kotal Kahn. Were they planning on having a bunch of these other characters from previous NetherRealm Studios games, maybe at the very least part of the Armageddon ending? we do see the combat kids, and it's only in that cutscene. Maybe they were going to pull out other characters that we hadn't seen in Mortal Kombat 1, a la Kotal Kahn, Aaron Black, Devora. You feel me? So it kind of seems like they had bigger plans for the actual ending, but they just kind of scrapped it all and did what they could to kind of make it work and pass the test, I suppose. We do know, by all accounts, this game was rushed. We still don't have online lobbies. We still don't have online practice. It would not surprise me that, maybe at the very least, they were planning on us getting a cameo appearance from Kotal Kahn, just like we see the combat kids, and it just didn't happen. And they just had to revert to us getting at least Philomar's audio file being used by Garrus. So regardless, I think it's super interesting. Does this mean that maybe in the future Kotal Kahn will be part of a KP2 or Aftermath expansion? I mean, at this point in time, I don't think there's any other files to necessarily suggest that, but maybe they had worked on some type of Dark Kotal Kahn model. Maybe it's almost done. I don't know. Maybe they had that initially, then they just turned him into Conan the Barbarian. I don't know. These are just all interesting questions that I do think are worthy of asking. But guys, that is all I got for y'all today. That is everything in regards to Kotal Kahn being in Mortal Kombat 1. Trying my best to explain this without confusing you too much. I strongly suggest clicking the link down below and watching Interloko's video, because he actually goes in real time, in depth, showcasing everything I just discussed and talked about far better than I ever could, because he is the GOAT when it comes to data mining the game's source code. So if you want to support my boy, I hope you do, please click the link in the pinned comment and in the description. I know some of you guys don't speak Spanish. There's captions. You have no excuses. Go support Interloko for always doing the Elder Gods work and giving us nice little hidden gems like this. So yeah, it's Kotal Kahn's audio file, Kotal Kahn's model name, yet it's Garrus. Interesting. So I ask you the question, what do you think about this? Would you want to see Kotal Kahn make a comeback in Mortal Kombat 1 through DLC? Do you think at one point in time he was planned for just the ending? Was he planned for the actual roster? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, please do me a solid. It takes you a second. Drop a like on it. Subscribe for some more MK content like this on the channel. Until next time, been your host, Boon Dynasty. Yes, please take care, stay safe. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Yeah, stepping on the crack, but I'm not superstitious. Count all these racks, I be steady counting my digits. Stepping on the crack, I am not superstitious. Counting all these racks, I be steady counting my digits.